dear students. Today we are starting new lesson, but before starting, let's remember something together. We took the circulatory system, and now we all know the function of circulatory system is to carry the digested food and oxygen to each cell inside our body. But why? What happens inside each cell? The digested food is burned by the oxygen to produce the energy that we need to do our daily activities. And as a result of this process, some wastes are produced, such as, if you remember, carbon dioxide, water vapor, and other wastes that I told you we are gonna study them. And finally, we are here to study them. And as we said, the cells take nutrients and produce wastes. The cells take nutrients and produce wastes. Oh, burger! It's so tempting and it makes me so hungry. But what is the relation between the burger and the wastes? Is the burger waste? No, the burger is not a waste, but breaking down the burger or any other protein produces some wastes which are called nitrogenous wastes. Nitrogenous wastes. And they have more than one type, such as urea and uric acid. Okay, so let's stop eating protein to avoid producing these wastes. Is that right? Definitely no. The protein is very important to your body to grow up and repair your damaged cells if you got any wound. So don't worry and eat protein and your body will protect you from these wastes. Do you think that we have only one type of wastes inside our body? No. In fact, your body gets rid of the excess salt that you eat. So, support your body and eat less salt. All these wastes that are produced by your body cells are known as excretory materials. Excretory materials. And in fact, we have two types of them. Some of these materials are harmless, but your body cannot use them. Okay, they don't cause any harm to your body. While others are harmful, they are more dangerous and poisonous to the body, so your body must get rid of them. But how could you get rid of them? By using your excretory system, which is a group of organs that help the body to get rid of wastes. What wastes? The wastes that are produced from the breaking down of the food inside the cells. Do you remember what excretory materials are? Super! The excretory materials are the wastes that come out of the cell. So, what do you think about the solid wastes, the feces that formed from the undigested food? Are they considered as excretory materials? Think. No, they are not considered as excretory materials because the solid wastes are the food remains. They didn't form inside the cell. They didn't come out of any cell. So why this stool is not an excretory material? Yeah, super. Because stool is the remains of the undigested food that didn't come out of any cell and it's expelled out of the body through the anus. Anybody has any idea about getting rid of the excretory materials out of the cells? How could they do that? As I told you before, the blood moves inside the capillaries, gives each cell the needed food and oxygen, then it takes the wastes from the cell. Then the blood carries cell wastes to the organs which get rid of them. Then the blood reaches the two lungs to get rid of carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide is exhaled from lungs. And as you see, carbon dioxide goes out and oxygen comes inside our blood. What about the excess salts that we need to get rid of? Excess salts are expelled out by secreting sweat from the skin, by special glands in the skin which is known as sweat glands. Sweat glands. Look at this picture. This is one of the sweat glands that are present under the skin. Look at this picture. We have a lot of sweat glands under the skin to get rid of the excess salts. As you see, the skin is considered one of the excretory organs. But why? Because it gets rid of excess salt and excess water from the blood in the form of sweat. And finally, the body gets rid of the nitrogenous wastes such as urea and uric acid by the urinary system in the form of urine. We've studied three types of excretory organs. Number one is the skin, to get rid of excess salt and excess water. Number two is lung, to get rid of the carbon dioxide. Number three is the kidney, and the kidney is an organ from the urinary system to get rid of the nitrogenous wastes such as urea and uric acid. Let's study the urinary system in details. This is our urinary system, which is located in the abdominal cavity near the backbone, as you see. This is the abdominal cavity where the urinary system is located. And the function of the urinary system is to filter the blood from excess salt, urea, uric acid, and other waste materials. Then it expels these wastes outside the body in the form of urine. The urinary system is composed of 2 kidneys, 2 ureters, and 1 urinary bladder. Someone asked me, what are these vessels? If you remember, we took 3 types of blood vessels. The first was an artery, and the second was a vein. And if you remember, the function of the artery is to carry the blood from the heart to all the body. And the function of the vein is the opposite, to carry the blood from the body to the heart. And in this case, yes, the artery carries blood to the kidneys, but it contains nitrogenous wastes. Why? Because we need these nitrogenous wastes to be filtered from the blood. And after that, the vein takes or carries the pure blood, which is filtered by the kidneys to the heart to be pumped all over the body again. The first organ in the urinary system is the kidney. What does it look like? Think. Yes, it looks like beans, so the 2 kidneys are called bean-shaped organs. And they are located on the both sides of the backbone. And each kidney acts as a filter unit as it contains about 1 million minute tubules that filter the blood from wastes. Minute means very small tubules that filter the blood from wastes. Look at the picture and see how many minute tubules are there in each kidney. Then it takes these wastes, urea, uric acid, and excess salt, and dissolve them in water to make the urine. So the water is so important for the kidney in making the urine. As you see here, the blood carries the nitrogenous wastes, enters the kidney by the artery. After that, the filtration process occurs inside each kidney, and then the pure blood goes back again to the heart through the vein. So blood enters the kidneys through arteries and leaves through veins that carry blood back to the heart. As you see here in the picture, the blood enters the kidney in the red artery to be filtered inside each kidney. And after filtration process, the pure blood goes back again to the heart through the vein. So give reason why the kidneys are the most important organs of the urinary system. Because they filter the blood from urea, uric acid, and excess salt in the form of urine. So when I tell you why any organ is very important, so you have to tell me the function of this organ. After that, we have the two ureters. Can you describe the two ureters? Yes, they are two narrow tubes that carry urine from the kidneys to the urinary bladder. What about the urinary bladder itself? Yeah, it's a balloon-like sac that receives the urine from ureters and it stores urine until it's released outside the body through the urethra. And the urethra is something like a tube that the urine passes through. How to keep the urinary system healthy? First, if you love your kidneys, drink a suitable amount of water every day because the water is so important for the kidney to get rid of the wastes. Number two, eat balanced and healthy food that's low in salt as your body gets rid of the excess salt, so be healthy and eat less salt. Number three is to avoid these irrigation canals, whether swimming or even urinating. Why? Because we have some worms that live in there, which are called schistosoma. And the schistosoma causes disease for the humans. And this disease is called schistosomiasis, that comes from the name of the worm, schistosomiasis. And the schistosomiasis disease causes bloody urine. So number three is to keep away from irrigation canals and avoid urinating in them. Why? To avoid schistosomiasis disease or to avoid the bloody urine. And finally, don't keep urine in the urinary bladder for long periods because it harms the function of the kidneys. And don't forget to make your organs comfortable. And that's all for this lesson. Thank you for listening. See you soon. Bye.